This is the XR story, and what a story! This video is a Flowrider production. Here we showcase the first S1000 XR coming out in 2015 and rocking the market, and the two new models here in 2020, the vastly updated S1000 XR and the all-new F900 XR for the mid-size segment. Likely that's a broader market than for the S1000. As soon as we receive the new S1000 XR, we will review it extensively and share videos here.
The big air intake, these are the DNA, and also a little bit from the GS. You see it's mixed, and it's our new adventure sport bike.
You're one of the few lucky enough to have already ridden it. What's it like?
It's fantastic. You can ride it slow in low RPMs, then it's really smooth, easy, and if you rev it, then you have really beast, then you have a sport bikes with 12,000 RPMs. It's just fantastic.
Tell me about some of the technical highlights of the new XR.
It's 228 kilos light, 160 horsepower, 112 Newton meter, accelerate extremely fast, 12,000 RPMs. It runs 260 kilometers if someone wants to have it. You have ABS Pro, you have a Dynamic Pro, you have all the goodies like DTC, navigation system, multi-controller, and also for long tours we have panniers. We have really everything which you need.
Thanks, Seb.
Riding the XR is next. Then comes the best bike test I've seen at 455. The new S1000 XR is presented at 750. 900 XR at 9 minutes. In-depth on the S at 10:05. TFT screen electronics and so forth at 11:45. Shift cam and competition from 17 minutes. Since the introduction of the S1000 XR, I've been mesmerized by its capabilities, the upright sitting position on a tall bike, which suits me perfectly. In Bali, it's quite an oversized bike for the roads here, but in Perth in 2017, I came across a BMW dealer with a red XR on the line. And finally, I got to try it out firsthand. Riding out from the parking lot, I had a flashback to taxiing an F-16 jet fighter towards the runway. The sense of power dormant is quite the same. And on the XR, the big open roads of Australia offered me the opportunity to experience riding this leader bike, and it was no disappointment.
automotive on two wheels, flat tracking, dragging knee, and scenic vistas.
This is a comprehensive test of BMW's S1000 XR and Ducati's Multistrada 1200. And in kind of a bold move, BMW has designed the S1000 XR to meet the Multi head-on, and it'll only cost you about $20,000. It's new for 2016. It's got the same 1000cc inline 4 basic electronics package and frame from the S1000 Single R, which of course is based on the world famous S1000 RR. So even though this bike has a windscreen, heated grips, cruise control, and saddlebags, it's based on a superbike.
Yeah, but I mean, these bikes look like ADV bikes, they've got a lot of touring attributes, and they clearly have a bunch of sport bike DNA, so it's kind of confusing as to what they are and what they're supposed to do.
And like you, we had lots of questions.
The BMW's faster. A lot faster. A lot faster than most bikes, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ride them off-road, but
don't, just don't.
yeah, don't. Better not.
I mean, they just feel like tall sport bikes out here.
Yeah, maybe we should ride them somewhere where we ride sport bikes.
That's not a bad idea.
Better at the track? BMW.
Boy, was it. More horsepower, better brakes, better handling, so much easier to ride fast.
So much better. We headed down the Pacific Coast Highway, like you have to do when you're riding through California. This is truly one of those roads that no motorcyclist should miss. And these bikes survived everything we threw at them, which was a lot, I'll say, including some pretty sketchy off-road riding.
Yeah, I gotta say that segment might have looked like a lot of fun, but it did not capture the fear that I felt in my heart. But it should be noted that off-road is one area where the Ducati does have a slight leg up on the BMW. It's got more suspension travel, and it's got a dedicated off-road mode with really bitchin' off-road ABS.
And you might say the Multistrada is a better touring bike too. It's smoother at highway speeds, and it's got a little bit better wind protection.
Yeah, but what about everywhere else?
Everywhere else, the BMW is comprehensively amazing, and we still don't quite understand it.
This is it, the all-new BMW Motorrad S1000 XR. The best-selling adventure sports bike has become even better. First of all, it's a lot lighter, so in typical customer spec, it's 10 kilograms less than the old one. And you can feel the agility on every meter. It's just so agile and quick to handle. But at the same time, the range between sportiness and long-distance performance was improved by far. We got new electronic suspension, which comes standard, by the way. We have so many details to make it even better over long distances. For example, we have TFT and connectivity as standard, including our aero-guided navigation. We have integrated pannier holes as standard. We have a very smart weather protection. Full LED lights come standard on the bike. However, you can add Headlight Pro options, which means you get the adaptive cornering lights elements, and you get a very iconic daylight running lights strips, and this makes us for the best light you can get on a sporty bike. So if you're an avid superbike rider or sports bike rider, this is the perfect touring bike for you. You get everyday superbike performance, but at the same time, comfort and long distance performance like no other bike has to offer.
With the all-new F900 XR, we have adrenaline rush at its touring form.
So tell me what it means. Tell me what the XR designation really means as a rider.
XR is about the perfect combination between sporty performance and touring capability. Sporty performance we talked about with the R, it's the same engine. The chassis is geared towards more travel comfort without losing the sportiness. And the touring comfort comes from an upright seating position, almost GS-like.
Yeah.
Fairing with adjustable windshield, more wind and weather protection, more seating comfort,
And the hard
of course,
luggage is an option. Wow, okay, this is just a lovely, lovely looking bike. This was second generation of the original XR.
Exactly.
Which you sold shed loads of. I mean, it's a massively successful concept, isn't it?
Yeah, so with the first generation, we instantly became the best-selling adventure sports bike in the market. And the second generation takes off where the old one left. So it's really, everything was on a stake to improve, and I think we managed it. We had several goals. The biggest goal was to, improve in the range between sportiness and long-distance performance. Well, something that I'm very proud of, beside the weight reduction and the increase of range between sportiness and touring capability, it's just there's so many smart solutions. Like, for example, you got this toll card compartment on the tank where you don't need to fiddle for your credit card at a toll station or for a telepass. You got a small compartment underneath the seat.
Yeah.
With a very easy to flick two-position front screen. And something I'm also very proud of, and was very hard to get through with our controlling department, is we have increased the base model spec by far. So, for example, as I mentioned before, dynamic EICMA comes standard on that bike. Full LED lights come standard on that bike. We got new pannier holders. They're not as the old ones with bars, but still full integrated and full decoupled. Self-centering. These are made from magnesium. They save 2.5 kilograms.
This is the 6.5-inch TFT display, standard for both of the XRs, and it's functional, easy to use, and highly visible from all the reviews I've seen. Using the mode button on the right, you can easily change engine modes from road to rain to dynamic, or to the Dynamic Pro, which is a fully customizable mode. On the left you have comprehensive controls that access the menu in the TFT display, the multi-controller and the menu switch. Next you will see how to control traction control, hill start, braking, engine drag, torque, wheelies, lower or high, and suspension completely.
With the multi-controller, where you can adjust everything. You can go with the menu button to the settings, press it again, and then you come to the configuration, go with the multi-controller to the right side, and now you see the configurations. So, engine is on 1. With the multi-controller, you can choose 4 different kinds of engine levels. Engine brake. An engine brake you have level 1, level 2, level 3, different kind of engine brakes. Traction control, DTC, dynamic traction control. Now you see we are on level 4. We are in the rain mode. Turn the multi-controller, you go to the road, high stability, dynamic, high performance, and the source race, maximum performance. This is dynamic traction control. So, what is about wheelie? Wheelie is a function included in dynamic traction control. So, you see, easy multi-controller. 0 means no support, no wheelie support, so you have to do your own wheelie and control it. 1, high wheelie, possible minimum support. Source is rain, slightly wheelies, a lot of performance. 4. So, and ABS. So you see the ABS. It's always the color. You can see on the color what kind of settings do you have. Setting 1, setting 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in the end, DDC, dynamic damping control. Front damping is now rebound and compression on 8. Rebound, jump in, choose your damping. High number means high damping. Low number means low damping. Rebound, same for rebound.
great rides coming up in Europe this summer and over to the US next year. Please subscribe and like the video. Thank you. Music is licensed thanks to Vasudev for Midnight Blossom and Sika Inside Out. Check out his sacred art also on sikamusic.com. Video licensing has been received from Bonner Corporation for the On Two Wheels segment, Cuban Rider, and BMW Motorrad. Thank you.
What you see here is the normal camshaft of the double R, the old one. The new one has a shift cam. What is the difference? It's this part, this little part. RPM in 5 milliseconds and it shifts 8 millimeters. So the perfect combination for road and for racing.
The S1000 XR has been optimized for mid-range power and torque especially, and will not get shift cam in the future either. To the upper right we see the 2020 S1000 XR with its new design language. There is not a panel nor a bolt left over from the one on the left, the initial XR, which again is a bit reminiscent of the original RR bottom left, though designed 5 years later and looking modern. In the summer of 2018, BMW hinted at a coming of a little sibling. As seen here, the concept bike Novecento is fairly futuristic design, now transformed into the production model F900 XR. The original XR still a great bike. It can now be bought for quite a bit less. Proper test riding of the new bikes will happen with the press launch and test riding in March this year. Then the bike should hit the markets a month later and onwards. Competition to the larger XR is in the form of the Ducati Multistrada 1260 and the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S. For 2021 they are both expected to arrive with radar for adaptive cruise, which then BMW is likely to pick up as well.